is. Happy Game Show Wednesday. It's October 28th, 2020. We will review for PSAT, and I will have fun refreshing my memory. Most of this, oh yeah, I know the answer to that. And that's what it's for, right? To have that memory refreshed so we'll have it ready for use tomorrow. And for some of us, there might be a couple of things that we're not sure of. Well, then, of course, we're here to review that too. At our close, our discussion question is, what will you do to help you be successful on testing? Whether you're taking a PSAT tomorrow or you have a test next week in your math class or something, you want to learn how to do your best. The best thing we can do right now is do our affirmations, and especially for those of us that are testing. Come on, let's unmute ourselves. My studio audience here in the studio with me. I want to hear some voices. Unmute yourself, please. What are you? I'm not hearing people in the Zoom class. Let's try it again. What are you?
Smart, confident, and successful.
Hey, thank you so much. Appreciate you. And how do you feel about testing?
I love testing.
I love testing. Me too. And how do you feel about getting work done? Awesome. That's some good voices. That's power. And I appreciate you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So what are we doing today? What has Crazy Carvajal got planned for us? Well, I'll tell you. We are going to do this Battle of the Sexes PSAT review. I hope we have kind of an even group. And we're going to answer these questions and try and get them right. They're all multiple choice. It's just like 1, 2, 3, 4. You pick the answer, and you'll be able to do well on it. And the first person that put the answer in the chat, 1, 2, 3, or 4. If it's a guy, yay, the men get a point. If it's a lady, yay, the women get a point. And we'll just kind of play around with it. I mean, it's just silliness. It doesn't really mean anything. I guess it's bragging rights. A couple of my classes are really unbalanced. I had one class earlier that only had 3 girls in it, and they could barely get a chance to answer because all the guys were so competitive. But we'll see how it goes in this class. Once we're done with this, there's only 15 questions. It'll take us, 10 minutes to do this test. Then we're going to go into Wednesday's work. I'll just go back into it on purpose. And the poison tree quiz, that's going to be our grade for today. So we can get practice answering multiple choice questions, because that's what the bulk of most state tests and tests like the PSAT are based on. So you'll put your answers in Google Forms. And there's one form for the men, one form for the ladies. And we'll see who does better overall. Our discussion question, what will you do to help yourself be successful when testing? So you can answer that towards the end of class. And I have the Battle of the Sexes scoreboard. So I found a scorekeeper program. And if you want to open it up, you can keep track too. I haven't been very good at keeping up to date during class, but I will update it. You can click here for 7th period. And there is a 7th period scoreboard. So I can keep adding points as we go. And throughout the day, after all the test results are in, I'm going to cut it off at tonight. So if you haven't done it by midnight, you just won't count. You won't count towards the game, and then we'll see who ends up with the highest score. So it's been fun. Most of my classes have really had a blast doing this. So let's get to our questions, and then once we're done with that, well, we will open up Poison Tree, and you read the poem. And you use your skills, right? We're going to highlight the key words. We're going to read the question carefully to find the key words, right? And then you're going to pick the answer. Well, are you just going to pick? No. You're going to go back and verify, right? If it says line 10, well, let me read line 10 again. Make sure we understand the question. And if there's 2 good answers, well, usually the one that's closest to the theme. What do you think the theme of this poem is? And that'll be the answer that's probably the right one. Remember, some of these answers are tricky. Maybe the first half is right, but the second half might not be. So you have to watch out for that. And be sure and read all the answers, because this might be a good answer, but this one might be better. So take your time. Once you're done, right, we're going to go back to Wednesday. And the boys will come in here. Gentlemen, click on that one, take the Google form. It's only the answers, there's no question or anything written in there. It's just the answers. You answer it on there because you've already answered on this paper, right? And once you've done that, turn it in, and it'll say what class it is, and we'll see in the class who does better, boys or girls, and that'll kind of decide our game. All right, so I've spent enough time doing this. Let me stop sharing, and let's start gaming, and it's going to be fun. You'll see.